The whole world has been going crazy over Yan Diomande's transfer to Real Madrid, Morgan Rogers' record move to Chelsea, Sandro Tonali's switch to Spurs, Elliot Anderson's big money move to Man City, and Anthony Gordon's transfer to Barcelona, among others. But there are some names, even bigger than these ones we have just mentioned, who have made moves in this window but have all gone under the radar. In this video today though, we're going to be talking about a few of them. These are 13 big players who have made summer moves that nobody is talking about. Let's start with Robert Lewandowski. It is known that he left Barcelona this summer, but his new club is not something that has been talked about by many. The man made the decision to leave Europe to move to the MLS this summer, signing a contract with Chicago Fire, which should keep him at the club until 2028. This move became official while the World Cup was on, so the football world was a little too distracted to notice. Anyway, the Polish legend has been a Chicago Fire player for a month now and has even made a couple appearances in the MLS. And guess what? He's not even the only former Barcelona striker to make a move in this window. Can you guess who the other guy is? Take a shot in the comments, we'll see if you're right soon. While you're there, if you aren't already subscribed to the channel, go do that right away so you never miss out on our amazing content. Done? Okay, back to the video. Let's now talk about Chicharito. The former Real Madrid and Man United centre-forward has been away from the limelight for some years now that some people don't know what's going on with him anymore. But we'll keep you updated. This year he made a move to Atletico Dallas, a club that plays in the USL, the second tier of American football. This club was founded just 2 years ago, and Javier Hernandez is now officially the first ever signing in the club's history. He will only start playing for the club in 2027, but reports say that he will start contributing to this new project right away. Another striker whose transfer nobody seems to be talking about is Artem Dovbyk. The Ukrainian striker who won the La Liga Top Scorer award in 2024 just left AS Roma on loan, moving to Bologna in the same league. He came close to leaving last year in what was supposed to be a swap deal with AC Milan involving Santiago Giménez, but he ended up staying. This time around though, he's off to Bologna, and he might not be coming back to Rome as they have already signed Argentine striker Santiago Castro on a permanent deal. Speaking of Argentine players, Angel Correa too made a move this summer, and it has largely gone under the radar. The former Atletico Madrid man just returned to Argentina this summer, joining River Plate for a fee reported to be around $19 million, and he is not the only big name River Plate have secured this summer. They have also signed Nicolas Otamendi. The World Cup winning defender just left Benfica after 6 years at the club, and he made the decision to return to his home country of Argentina, signing a one-year contract with Buenos Aires club River Plate. This almost feels like the man is looking at hanging his boots in a year or two. Interestingly, all of this was completed before the World Cup kicked off, but people have barely talked about it. Perhaps this is also a good time to mention that the 38-year-old former Man City man has also retired from international football after finishing as a silver medalist in the just concluded 2026 World Cup. But this video is not just about 30-plus players. There are some youngsters whose transfers nobody is talking about as well. Take Tariq Lamptey, for example. The former Chelsea and Brighton man saw his contract with Fiorentina get terminated in May, and he has now joined Queen's Park Rangers on a free transfer after a couple months of being without a club. The fullback tore his ACL last year, shortly after Fiorentina signed him for €6 million, and that limited him to just 2 appearances across all competitions all season. Because of that, the Serie A club decided to cut ties with him, and he has now returned to England, where he had been all his career until last year. But this time he won't be playing in the Premier League, he will be in the Championship. But while Lamptey is returning to England, Idrissa Gueye is leaving. Shortly after the completion of the World Cup, the Senegalese midfielder said goodbye to Everton after a combined 7 years at the club over 2 stints. He has now moved to Saudi Arabia to join Al Diriyah SC, but somehow nobody seems to be talking about it. Now, remember we said that there is another former Barcelona striker on this list? It is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. After 1 year back at Marseille, the Gabon international has now said goodbye and has returned to Spain to join Deportivo A Coruña. Deportivo just gained promotion back to La Liga this year after an 8-year absence from the top flight, and they have already started to show their intent by securing the services of a top striker like Aubameyang. And still on the topic of former Barcelona players, let us talk about Marc-Andre ter Stegen. After a 6-month loan deal at Girona, he has now left Spain for the first time in 12 years, moving to the Netherlands to join Ajax. It is yet another loan deal, which means that he will reunite with Michel, who was also his coach at Girona. And Ter Stegen is not even the only player Michel brought with him to Ajax from Catalonia. He has also signed Daley Blind. The former Man United and Bayern Munich defender left Girona as a free agent this summer and has now joined Ajax to begin his third spell at the club. He came up from the Ajax Academy and made it to the first team, but he left to join Man United in 2014. After 4 years in England, he moved back to Ajax, spent 5 years there, and then moved to Bayern Munich and then Girona after. Now he's back in Amsterdam once again. But now 36 years old, this could really be his last dance with the club. Speaking of former Premier League defenders whose summer moves have gone under the radar, reminds us of Kurt Zouma. The former Chelsea man just made a move to Palm City, a club based in Dubai. This means that he extends his stay in the Emirati city. He only just moved to Al Wasl in February, but after 5 months he said goodbye to them and made his move to city rivals Palm City. Considering he had moved from Chelsea to West Ham in 2021, I guess you could say that this is sort of Zouma's style, but this time around nobody seems to be talking about it. People are also not really talking about Lois Openda, who just moved to Olympique Lyon after 1 year at Juventus. The Belgian striker joined Juventus last year first on a loan deal which then became permanent this year, but he is already on his way out, albeit on a loan deal. The contract has no buy option or anything like that, meaning that he is expected to be back in Turin next summer. Finally, nobody seems to care even a little bit that John Duran just made a move this summer. Perhaps everybody is just tired of keeping up with the Colombian striker. He just made a move to Benfica in the Portuguese league, making it the 7th different country he will play in as a professional footballer. And he is still just 22 years old. Can you even believe that? Since leaving Aston Villa just last year, Duran has played in Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Russia, and will now be playing in Portugal in the new season. At this point, everyone is tired of keeping up with him and his many sojourns around the world, and well, that would explain why his loan move to Benfica this summer did not really get any buzz. Anyway, it is now time to hear from you guys. Are there more big players who have made moves this summer that nobody seems to be talking about? Drop their names in the comments and tell us which clubs they just joined. Also, feel free to tell us what your favourite under-the-radar transfer of the transfer window so far is. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, turn on the bell notification so you never miss out on new content. Catch you in the next one. Bye. It's here. The Goal 90 Mastery Mat has landed. Built for the next generation of footballers. More control, faster feet, sharper confidence. With the Goal 90 app, every session is guided, every touch has purpose. Train at home, train every day. Level up in just 20 minutes. Launch offer is live. 30% off, plus free worldwide shipping. Don't miss the drop. Order now at Goal 90 Shop.